but I'm going to send this one out to my pops and everybody else that inspires these kind of pieces. On any given stage in this city, 5, 10, 50 poets will share the angst of a vacancy that haunts them. On any given day in this city, 5,000, 10,000, 50,000 sons will bear a life haunted by the shadow of an absent father. Now, let statistics tell it, these boys, these men will grow uncomfortable with affection, show aversion to relationships, and will inevitably repeat the cycle, neglecting their own children because their fathers were never there. And I, while my story shares a slightly different color, I too join these so many boys who blame our fathers for the men we've become, for my self-worth and self-image, for my education, and certainly the way I've handled relationships, for my compassion with lovers, my commitment to loved ones, my capacity to love. I blame my father. See, my father was never there to teach me how to pimp them hoes. Went AWOL when dads were handing out player lessons. When I had the chance for a role model to model the role of abusive lover, I couldn't find him being anything but nourishment to my mother. He was busy being fertilizer to myself and my brother. He was too busy sitting in our living room floor with me, helping me practice the lyrics to Rapper's Delight, and then bread, house, which we waggishly serenade as my mom passed by. And even when that nourishment soured, even upon the revocation of their vows, he never disparaged my mother to us. Even when the wine glass she flung during a quarrel nearly severed fingers from his hand, "Your mother loves you. And listen to your mother," he would mantra, occasionally adding, "But that's because your mama's crazy," just to be fair to himself. He was the quintessential strong black man. So strong. I hold no memories of ever seeing tears rivet his cheeks, save one. Him at an airport gate, standing strong. Always so strong, I thought. His teeth quietly tearing at his trembling lip as he helplessly let his children go to move across country with our mother for no other reason than she called for us. So I blame my father, because he was never there. When I was looking for an excuse to slang or join some gang, he was too busy hustling hours at work to help us maintain. And yet when we still lived with him, at the end of each arduous workday, after a stop at the bar for the classic glass of rosé, my dad would come home to his meager 2-bedroom bachelor pad, complete with kitchen / living room / library. He would come home every day to perform random chore checks before I could play outside, or to ask if I was watching TV in his room and catch me in a lie, with wisdom beyond my capacity as he placed his hand on the back of the warm TV and shook his head with that, "You know you done fucked up." He would come home, not just soon enough to tuck me into bed, but soon enough to make sure my homework was read, to make sure my belly was fed, and of course, being the consummate bachelor that he was, fed meant dinner at a local diner or a mean sandwich with some chips. His motto was, "I don't cook, boy, I'll fix." Pops was old school. Brown slacks, flooded, black church socks, white sneakers, and a dashiki that didn't even attempt to match the outfit. But apparently the clothes don't make the charismatic man, according to the girls I was chasing in college, who would see his photo and say, "Damn, Sekou, to hell with being your lover, I'm trying to be your stepmother." But his image was self-contained, impervious to these adorations and my humiliation. "What I care about what these people think," he would declare. "I'm a bad motherfucker." And who could argue? Forged from the fires of a time when tough love didn't have an alternative, he came from the scrape-knee school of parenting. Less warm fuzzies, hazard protection, and tender touch, and more let that boy fall and learn to get back up. But his I love yous, they came through his birthday cards mailed to me at college that held checks large enough to make me tear with joy before I realized their amount matched my exact tuition payment due. His gifts, they came, even when wrapped in lessons on prudence, like my customary 2 shopping options when he took me to the mall. I don't know why you want to go get some crazy outfit from that designer store when you can get 5 outfits on my JCPenney's credit card, but the choice is yours. His lessons, they came, packaged often, too often, in one ingeniously simple phrase: do the right thing. And my sighs and defiant complaints and "it's not always that easy, Pop," were answered in the song that slipped from his smiling lips: straighten up and fly right, straighten up and fly right, straighten up and fly right, cool down, Papa, don't you blow your top. On a Friday night in May, the campus security guard knocked on my door, spoke in terrifying past tense as she had asked if I knew my father had been sick, and then delivered the news. It was a month before I graduated. I wanted then to change my graduation gift request. I wanted to tell him, forget the new car. I don't care about the trip to Hawaii or the money or the 5 outfits or the one. I just want you to be there. And of course, it's so easy now to see it. It was the only gift I have ever actually needed, for you to be there, to see me deliver that speech for my graduating class, to be there when TVs across the nation glowed with my face, to be there to meet the love of my life and say, yeah, she's the one, to be there by my side at my wedding, by my side at the birth of my first child, and relish in the word granddaddy bubbling from his lips, and come stay in the guest room of my first home and share a glass of rosé with me, with this man that you lovingly made me to be, this man that I lovingly blame you for, and to tell me that you are proud of me. That you are proud of me. What is it? More than weekly allowance or college tuition, more than new cars or even I love yous, what is it about a son needing his father to be proud of him? But we do, right? So I understand 5, 10, 50 sons who stand smoldering on flammable stages and coat these microphones with venom. I understand when the vacant seat across the table from mom and the wisdom that was never passed on and the vows to your family that you'll never be gone unexpectedly spark the hidden kindling of a rage that you were unaware was lodged beneath your rib cage that grows to full blaze and spreads as you age, and how that could cinder you into surrender, to let that smoldering have its way with you until aversion to commitment, discomfort with affection, negligence with your own children, and fire finally realizing it will never defeat fire. I understand when the tenacity of the memories is too slippery, the timbre of the voice too distant, the texture of the face too foreign to care anymore about all the answers you were supposed to receive. And I cannot give you those answers. I can't tell you why he had to leave. All I can offer you is the answer he left me. Do the right thing. And I know in sigh and defiance, and it's not that easy, and still, do the right thing. And know, yes, we are war-torn and still kindling with pain, and know our demons are not exactly the same, but still we do. We do the right thing. We nourish our kids and respect our elders and protect our women and straighten up and fly right. We clean our plates and do our chores and clean our bodies, exercise more, learn to get back up and take your garlic in the morning, boy, to keep from getting sick. And when you leave that room, boy, you turn out that light and straighten up and fly right. We stop rationalizing our faults and be accountable for our acts. Educate yourself, and why you care about what people think? You a bad motherfucker, and straighten up and fly right. And we learn when to kneel down and pray. And we learn when to stand up and fight. And we learn when to cool down, Daddy, and don't blow our tops. And it's not always that easy, Papa. I mean, the space in your shoes is unmercifully vast. But I slip these paltry feet into the mini way, and I await growth. And I thank God that wherever it is that missing parents escape to, wherever it is that deadbeat dads and negligent fathers go to abandon their children, I thank God that my father was never there.